All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Hahus. I'm the chair of the Fairfield Conservation Commission, and we are right now acting as the Conservation Commission. This is the November 3rd, 2021 revised special meeting agenda, 6:30 p.m. We have with us myself, Luke Thomas, the vice chair, Charlie Rowan, our secretary, Nelson North, Brian McCann, Dabney Bowen, Rich Boucher, and Amanda Mertens-Campbell. I got everybody. And we also have Tim Bishop, our director, and Sarah Nisi, our Wetlands Compliance Officer. What do I call you? Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Everything. Okay. Also with us is Owen Weaver and Tim Herbst, our town council. And we don't need to appoint any alternates. And Roman numeral 1, new business. Number 1, executive session, discussion of pending litigation.
I'm sorry, Gary's not here, Jen, so you do want to appoint one alternate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So I'll appoint Amanda Mertens-Campbell, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, so executive session, discussion of pending litigation, deep notice of tentative determination to approve an application for a consumptive diversion of water permit and notice of informational hearing. Aquarian Water Company of Connecticut application number DIVC-202004971. We are going to go into executive session by a vote.
Okay.
And we also, when we state the motion to go into executive session and vote on it, we need to invite staff to go into the session with us, correct?
Correct. Yeah, staff and
Okay.
town attorney.
Yeah. Does anyone want to make that motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion that we go into an executive session and invite staff and town attorneys to attend with us.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we are back now. And everyone who was in the waiting room is now back. Thank you for waiting. We just wrapped up our executive session. And now we are moving on to item 2 of the Conservation Commission special agenda. So that would be the discussion.
Yep, thank you very much. Okay, we are out of executive session and we did not vote or make any decisions within that executive session. We are now looking for a motion from the commission based upon the executive session.
I'll make a motion to accept the town attorney's recommendations concerning Aquarian settlement offer to the town of Fairfield. Conservation Commission.
Second? Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, unanimous? All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Owen and
Madam
Tim.
Chair, members of the commission. You have a good evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Okay. And now we are on to the really interesting part of the evening. Sorry to delay everyone. Roman numeral 2, informational. Ryan, is it Romeo or Romeo? Sorry.
Romeo.
Sorry, thank you. Explains the importance of planting native trees in his presentation of Plant a Tree. Thank you very much. And hi, Mary. Mary Hogue is with us. Hello.
Mary.
Hi.
Did you want to introduce Ryan?
Oh gosh, no, Ryan needs no introduction. He's our local
Okay.
boss and he's gonna blow you guys away.
Hello, young man. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Go right ahead. And everyone, you should please mute yourself so we don't have any feedback, if you would. Thank you.
Is someone gonna show his presentation? I think that's how he was expecting it. He has a slideshow.
I don't think we knew that. Let me,
We had sent it to Joanne. I have it. If
yeah,
you,
they sent it, but it didn't say for you. I'm used to people presenting. I have never done a screen share.
I mean, I have it. If you want me, I can do it.
If you have it and can share your screen, that would be great because I've got to
Let me
try
let's
and get
see
it
if I
onto
can
this
figure
computer. Sorry.
Okay, gosh, how do I get all this off my screen here? Sorry, I was doing some forestry stuff. How do I get this out of here? Where's your thing? Here it is. How do I get out of here? Here we go, Ryan. Okay. Ooh. Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you were. Okay, go ahead. You want this next
I'm
slide? Oh gosh, how do I go to the next slide?
in school. If you pay attention at all to nature, it's clear that everything on this planet is connected and dependent on each other. Storms like Hurricane Ida, floods, and other natural disasters are a direct result of climate change, and they're just going to get worse if we don't take action now. Next slide. I started this project because I wanted to do anything I could to save the Earth. Planting trees is a simple task with a huge impact. If the world population committed to planting 1 trillion trees, we can actually halt global warming by 2.7 degrees. Next slide. In addition to helping climate change, trees have endless benefits, ranging from cooling city streets by 10 degrees to even improving people's mental health. Next slide. Fairfield is working with local nurseries on a campaign to help make it easy for everyone to plant trees right in their own yard. Please check out these local nurseries and consider planting your own. Next slide. Trees are a critical host to moths and butterflies and provide habitats for other wildlife. Next slide. Just a single oak tree can provide food for 534 different species of pollinators. Next slide. Kids are ready to change the world. We just need help. Schools and communities need to help educate kids on the environment and climate change and support kids in finding more ways to help improve our planet. It's up to all of us to do what we can to make our future better. Next slide. The idea of planting trees isn't unique. There are many stories out there of different people planting forests and improving the place they live in. Imagine if we were all able to unite in this cause and every kid and adult around the world helped plant trees. The result could really save the Earth. Thank you.
Oops. Oh, stop sharing. There we go.
Nice job.
Isn't he amazing?
Wonderful. Wonderful. My gosh. I'm going to think of you tomorrow when I'm in court. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? What do you think of the climate summit in Scotland? Did you watch? Did you read anything about it?
I did not see that. I'll check it out. So.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. I hope to see you again with more information. It's really great. Thanks, Mary.
Yeah, so there are two, yeah, so Ryan is just amazing. He actually presented to the summer school, the classes at the summer school this summer with me, and he presented, who else did we present to? Oh, the RTM. So he is going to be doing it to the library. We're trying to get him there, but if you noticed, we've got all the local nurseries. So we have a Right Tree, Right Place brochure on the town website. And we also have a Pollen Neighbor program as well. So we are matching up experienced gardeners. So if anybody doesn't have a garden yet, if you're interested, we have experienced gardeners that can help people install a pollinator garden. And we're working with the Conservation Commission to install a garden at Lake Mohegan. And this weekend, we're installing a garden at an open space on Burroughs Road, thanks to the help of the Board of Realtors, and at a traffic triangle, thanks to the Board of Realtors again and the Mill River Wetland Committee. We've refurbished a traffic triangle at Rockland Park, which is in the Stratfield area, just off Sport Hill Road. Sort of, if you know where Mayones is, I think I'm saying that right. We just finished installing and we'll be doing again some more planting this weekend. Oh gosh, literally thousands of dollars worth of trees, shrubs, and native perennial plants, and it looks absolutely amazing. And a commemorative tree was planted in honor of a young man that died recently. So there's a lot of plantings that are going on in open space areas. Thank you very much for agreeing to let that happen. So hopefully more open spaces will be happening. We met with the Walter Fitzgerald teachers, and there's an open space area that abuts their property, and they're getting beehives. So we met with them and we'll be installing pollinator gardens on their land. And Sarah and I talked about the trails that abut their property. So they're, for the first time, because now that they're in Southport and they have such a nice campus, they're thinking of hoping to have clubs. They've never been able to have clubs at the alternative high school. So they'll have a beekeeping club and potentially maybe an outdoor club. And they're really excited about maybe working with the conservation department, is learning more about outdoors and maybe managing the trails, working with you on that, and the pollinator gardens there. So you might be hearing from the Walter Fitzgerald people
Okay.
over there. So just some updates.
Thank you very much. You do a ton, Mary. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thanks for the update.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan, very much again.
Thank you for having us.
Nice job.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Good night. Okay, Roman numeral 3 is other. Is there any other on our special agenda? Anyone? If not, we're going to, I need a motion to adjourn out of this agenda, and we'll go to our inland wetlands agenda next.
I move that we adjourn.
Second, Nelson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Sherry, you all set? We're going to keep moving here?
Yep, switch to the next one. Okay.
Okay. This is the November 3rd meeting of the Conservation Commission, meeting as the Inland Wetlands Agency or Commission. I'm Jen Hahuth, I'm the chair. And do we need to appoint alternates again, or are we okay with who we have? We're all set, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Should I? Okay, all right, we've got everybody.
You could just say it again.
Okay, so I'm appointing Amanda Mertens Campbell as an alternate. Okay, Amanda? She's still here?
Yes, I'm here. Yep, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And Roman numeral 3, bills and communications. Approval of meeting minutes of September 1st, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. 3B, approval of recording secretary's bill of September 1st, 2021. Do we approve the bill?
Yep.
Everyone in favor? Okay, thank you. Roman numeral 4, inland wetlands legal enforcement action continued from starting on October 7th, 2020, all the way through to April 7th, 2021. Show cause violation hearing, cease, desist, and correct order, 1081 Reading Road. Abby M. Taylor, trustee, assessors map 221, parcel 29. Channelization of stream course and filling of wetland soil and spilling within a floodplain. violation is resolved.
Yes, so this one, as we know, has been on the agenda for quite a while. It took a bit to get started, but once it did, they got everything done. They were actually ready probably the end of September, but we didn't find out until it was too late for the October meeting, which ended up being canceled. So everything's been planted according to the plan. Everything looks good. It's held up through these storms that we've had. And we recommend that you consider the violation resolved. Everything's been restored.
So do you need us to just say we're happy with it, or we don't need to vote, do we?
Yeah,
I mean, we
I
haven't
can't
seen
remember how we've done it in the past with this, honestly. I think we just need you to vote that the violation is resolved.
Okay, to end the enforcement action. And the cease and desist.
Yeah,
okay.
that works. Perfect.
Do I have a motion to do so? Go ahead.
Right. I'll move that that we determine that the violation has been resolved regarding 1081 Reading Road pursuant to staff recommendation.
Is there a second? Brian? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks for all your hard work on that, Sarah and Tim. Okay, Roman numeral 5, Inland Wetlands Deliberative Session, new business, request for a declaratory ruling, request of Michael and Nicole Kudravi, I hope I'm saying that right, for expansion of farmland, construction of a shed and animal pen, and expansion and dredging of the existing pond at 2361 Hillside Road, Assessor's Map 170, parcels 21. Staff recommends approval, and we all have something attached to our agenda. And I do apologize for making you wait, Michael and Nicole.
No
and
problem. We didn't know if we were actually connected.
Thanks for being with us. So, Tim, were you going to just discuss this first and explain a little bit what you wrote for us?
Sure. If as you can see, my memo that was that's attached summary. Sarah and I were out there with the property owners. We walked the site. A majority of the proposed work is up in small isolated portion in the southern part of the property that's surrounded by flagged wetlands, and there's that, like I said, isolated upland review area where they're proposing some agriculture, some animal pen and storage for farm related equipment. Part of the other proposal is also irrigation related for the crops. There's existing wetland and water course going through the central portion of the parcel. When Sarah and I were there, the stream was flowing. There's a dirt access road that's relatively unmaintained, and it's the majority of the parcel is very flat. I think per my memo, it's an as of right request. My only suggestion and recommendation in the memo was to further discuss our regulations as they apply to the irrigation portion of the proposed activity, as it was clear to me that it may require a permit for the irrigation, as it would involve dredging and altering wetland and water course. So I guess that's kind of where I summarized my feeling and recommendation, as well as what can be discussed with the board members.
So for the benefit of, I'm not sure everyone here has done one of these before. I've done one or two. This permitted uses as of right means is that if we say tonight that what Nicole and Michael are planning to do at the property as outlined before us tonight is allowed under section 4.1A of our regulations, which is basically a farming operation and what they've told us they want to do. If we say it's as of right, each use that they are proposing, that means they do not need a permit in order to do those activities. Correct, Tim?
Yes, that's correct. And their proposed activities, in my opinion, meet the definition of farming and agriculture for our regs as well as state inland wetland regulations.
Right.
But go ahead.
I think there's also a state statute that defines and allows as of right regulation with regard to farming.
Yes. I think our language pretty much tracks it.
Okay.
If not,
If I
That's
recall,
correct.
the town was sort of a leader in, or was due to a court case the
Yeah.
town was involved in at some point, a number of years ago.
You mean, Charlie, you mean adopting the state
Yeah.
regs?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the first
the
court
issue-
cases.
Right. So we have to decide whether we agree that the activities are as of right under this regulation. We also have to discuss whether the work dredging the pond in the ditch is going to be allowed without requiring a permit because it's related to the farming operation, correct? Did I say that the right way? Because it's a little tricky, and I just want to make sure everybody understands.
And I did cite the portion of
Yeah.
of 4.1A in our regs that had kind of the language of you do this, but the words were shall not be construed to include, and that's where it discussed the wetland and water course filling, reclamation, that kind of thing.
Okay. Does anyone have questions or I should say for the record, I did go to the property today and Michael walked me around to show me where things were located on the maps that we received. I don't know if anyone else did. But
I have a couple of questions. If you don't do the dredging, do you have any other way to irrigate the farm?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we are on well currently. I work for the water company. So I looked at our schematics. The water main actually stops one house prior to us on Cross Highway. So we don't have access to water as of right now. So everything in the back would be contingent on being able to draft water out of the area that we're talking about. In the future, I do want to talk to the water company about running the main up the road a little bit more, but as you guys know as well as I do, some of these things take a little bit of time. So instead of drawing on our current well and really beating that up, there's already the area that we're talking about. It collects road. It's runoff from the road. So there's no sewers on our street. So they run into culverts, and then the culverts dive under the road, go down the property, and then empty into this. So I just want to capture that water instead of sending it just out flooding the lower levels, which also is kind of beneficial because one of my neighbors I was mentioning, she wants the water to stop going that way too. So
So in summation, yes, we do need the pond because
Oh,
we
sorry.
have no way of irrigating as of now.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
So the pond is slated to be or designed to be 40 feet by 30 feet by 12 feet deep. So what are the dimensions now?
So the dimensions now are, I don't know.
They're roughly
So
the same right now, except they just have very shallow banks. So we're actually just trying to neaten it up and then draw it down so that we get the correct type of water.
Typically with pond design, shallow banks are beneficial.
If you want us to have the shallow banks, it's not a problem to keep them that way. I don't see any, negative side to that.
Except that you'd have to dig deeper if you kept the bank shallow. Is that correct? To achieve
Yes.
the volume that you need for irrigation.
Yes, if we kept the banks shallow, we would need to dig deeper to allow the adequate amount of water to collect to irrigate.
Right.
And the stormwater that's coming off of the road that you intend to capture, you have a plan for how to divert it from those culverts, or is it already going from those culverts?
It's already dumping into this spot. So there would be no adjustment, just digging deeper.
And I'm assuming there'd be some sort of pump or something on the side of the pond that would pump this water out for you to be able to irrigate in the fields? Is that what?
Yeah, so I'm going to have a 4-inch pump drawing out of it, and I'm going to reduce the size down so that we get pressure for irrigating. So we'll go from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. This way it's creating pressure on sprinkler heads.
Oh, so it's a natural type of pressure, or there's going to be electricity and all that
Oh,
stuff?
I'm sorry, gas powered pump.
Okay.
So it'll be intermittent, when needed.
Okay.
And will you be filtering that water as it comes through your irrigation system?
There's a strainer on the intake side of the pump when you put it into the water, but no, there's no filtering of
A
it.
strainer to keep solid detritus from
Yes.
flowing.
Okay. Madam Chair, is there something that we need to do?
Well, I just want to make clear, Tim and Sarah, the water course that we're looking at on this property is with continual flow, correct? Yeah.
It was flowing the day I was there. I would.
Yeah.
That's all I could comment. I'm not sure if the Dravies can shed some light on that.
So in the dead of summer, it'll dry up. So it's a vernal?
Yeah, I call it a vernal pool mostly. This summer, it's been mostly wet with how much rain we've had, but last summer it was basically dry from June to October.
Well, I mean,
So it's a vernal pool?
My understanding of vernal pools is a specific definition, and they're treated differently than continual flow. Am I
highly regulated?
Yeah.
That's correct, and I would be careful with that definition.
Yeah. I say vernal just because it does dry up, but I don't think it's actually classified as a vernal pool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
intermittent is a better.
Intermittent. Yeah.
That's a great, yes.
And during what time of year is it dry?
So usually last year, anywhere from June to October, it was completely dry. Only in after the snowfall in the winter did we see that it filled up with water. And then with all the heavy rains that we've had, it's been pretty much full with water because of all the rainwater coming from the road.
I can certainly say being there's water everywhere. There's a lot of water in there. Okay, so yes, we need to do something. Unless people have other questions, they want to bring anything up, we need to vote and how do we do declaratory ruling? We vote that these uses are as of right, that's the first. And then but we also have to say whether we will require a permit for the drainage issues in the ditch and the digging of the pond, correct?
I think we also have to sort of tightly define what is as of right and some boundaries on it.
So the motion will have to be based upon what they're saying they're going to do, including whether we're going to allow the drainage and the dredging to be as of right as it relates to farmland use, or will we say that it's the relocation of a water course with a continual flow, filling a reclamation of wetlands or water courses with continual flow, which is not exempt, and we cannot exempt that, correct? Lawyers in the room, anyone else?
Yeah, I would say that it's part of the farming, and I think that we can, I can probably do a motion to say that it's, as it is here, expansion of farmland, construction of a shed and animal pen, and expansion and dredging of the existing pond, but specifically as it relates to farming, and that's it. It can't be anything further. Is that?
But so that's going to mean that they're going to have the use of that land for all those uses, and they will not have to get a permit for the dredging and the drainage.
That's correct, because it's as of use for a farm.
I've never heard of a pond dredging not being permitted by either us or the state.
It goes
Even as
against every bone in my body, I'll have to be honest, to not have a permit application for the work that would be done here. But so that's what we're doing here, is interpreting this regulation. Now, do we have enough information? Not everyone has been there. Do we have, staff has said that they're okay with the as of right, but they want us to interpret this regulation as to the drainage and the dredging. Do we have enough information?
I mean, I drove by there yesterday, and I do have some concerns about when and how long it is dry. Vernal pools are not something to mess with, and if it is dry from June to October, I think we need to look into that. I certainly don't want to create work, and farmland is as of right in this area, but I do have some concerns about that.
So
22A40, section 1 says that farm ponds of 3 acres or less essential to the farming operation are permitted as of right.
Yeah, that's Brian. I recall seeing something like that. So I'm.
But
is this pond bigger than 3 acres?
No, the pond would be probably just half of an acre bag. If not even.
Not even that.
No.
My question to you, and I'm not trying to be a wise guy. I'm just trying to understand this. So when you guys are saying it's dry when it's not raining. So during that time, we didn't get any rain. That it was in question dry.
Yeah.
So it's not. And again, when it rains, it's full. So
Right.
I mean, it's contingent on the runoff from the road.
So you're saying that the runoff of the road is what fills this depression?
Yes.
isn't it also part of a stream water course that comes from your neighbor's property above?
That is where there are no sewers on this street. So they have culverts that go into his, I guess I would call it a retention pond. I don't know if it is or isn't. And then that pipe goes under the road and just dumps out into our land. So just instead of it letting it go anywhere, it's, I'm just trying to holding
And I
it.
apologize because I didn't go see it, but you're saying your neighbor has a pond himself, and it starts there, or is there another course that is beyond his that feeds into your neighbor's pond?
No. So there's just the culverts on the side of the road, and then yes, he has a depression
Okay.
that is has banks. It never fills up like a pond, though. It just has the outlet for the water to flow out of it. So I don't know how to correctly define what it is.
Okay.
So we have a lot of attorneys here. Do we have a definition, a Connecticut state definition of a vernal pool? From an ecological standpoint, we define vernal pools as depressions that collect water during the rain seasons and are dry the rest of the time. So if the rain is coming off the road and then the water is being diverted from the road into a depression, I can't be certain that defines a vernal pool because the water's coming from the road, not being collected directly from the sky or from a spring.
Vernal pools are also usually defined by having the obligate species of certain frogs and salamanders too, which we wouldn't know until spring.
Right.
And we wouldn't know until somebody had to do an inlet in the wetland permit application, right? Because then we'd have to do all the
Right.
work on that.
Brian, do you have the statutes up where you are?
Yeah. What do you need?
Does it say anything there about what type of pond or pool? Is there any exemption for vernal pools or discussion of vernal pools in the statute?
I mean, I think the test is, so, is it a farm pond?
Yeah, that's
3 acres or less. Is it essential to the farming operation? And then
Yeah.
to go through the others, like Tim stated, is it filling or reclamation of wetlands or watercourse with continual flow? And is it relocation of watercourses with continual flow? I mean, I don't see how it falls into those latter two. It's certainly not filling or reclamation of wetlands. It's the opposite of that.
Right.
Relocation of watercourses with continual flow would be the only one that you could even make an argument, but I don't know that it's.
How would it be a watercourse if it's coming off of the road? Right?
Well, watercourses are pretty broadly defined, but so Tim and Sarah, you were there, I was there. Do we, to be sure, I don't really know. Should everyone go there and see for themselves? Or do you want to tell us what you think? Because you're asking us to define the regulations, but we don't know what we're dealing with.
Are they relocating a watercourse or not, Tim? Because it doesn't seem like they are from the application.
So tell us exactly what you're doing. You're taking soil out of the current depression that's filled with water right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you're putting that soil, you're taking that to Snow's farm in Easton.
Yes.
So you're not putting that in the wetlands which surround this whole area, which you've already flagged.
No.
And you're not going in those wetlands to do anything.
No.
We can have a vote tonight on the declaratory ruling and say everything is as of right except this piece of it and get more information, or does anyone have any thoughts? I just want to do this right. I don't want to hold Nicole and Michael up or cause any,
I mean,
thoughts? Nelson, do you have any thoughts? Charlie?
I think a lot of this falls under, sorry, go ahead.
On what? I'm sorry, Charlie?
No, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Charlie's on, Nelson's on mute.
Nelson, we can't hear you.
All right, yeah, we're back.
Now
Okay,
I can hear you.
thank you.
Sorry.
To me, it's a small pond. It's part of a farm operation. God knows we want to encourage farm operations. I'm in favor of saying yeah. I mean, I would say yes. I would vote yes.
Yeah,
Charlie? Go ahead.
I'm split. I think some of it is obviously as of right, but I think once you get in, we have very little detail around the plan for the expansion of the pond. And then how will that affect the surrounding wetlands? It's an unknown at this point, and typically draining, ditching, filling is permitted for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. I think that if it's a farm use, it's as of right, and if it doesn't meet those specific relocation of water course and that language, then it's as of right as well for the use of the farming.
Dabney, do you want to go on record to say anything, or?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly support farming activity, especially in this part of Fairfield. We have a deep history of farming, and I am all for in favor of people that want to continue that tradition. I'm just worried about dredging something that isn't necessarily a pond, but is instead the nursery for a lot of habitat and wildlife. That's really my only concern.
Okay, I think someone should pose a motion to issue a declaratory ruling on this project, and we'll have a vote. Everyone agrees? Everyone ready to vote?
Well, yeah. Before we do that, can we just make it clear that if the vote does not doesn't pass, if you will, it's not prejudicial to the applicants. They can come back and they can do it again, right? Or if they have more information about this pond or something along those lines.
Absolutely, and that if it doesn't pass, just understand that more information can be supplied. We can all come out there and take another look. It's absolutely without prejudice, and we can continue this.
And everyone's clear that they don't feel that they'd rather get more information now as opposed to voting now. We don't have to vote on any of it.
I would.
Yeah.
I would just raise.
Yeah, hey, Amanda's saying something.
Yeah. So hey, this is Amanda. I went to the phone because I'm traveling. I am uncomfortable voting when we don't have agreement or alignment around a definition, and I align my comments with those previously stated about support of farming and bias to want to support this. But I think it's bad precedent personally for us to vote on something when we don't even all have alignment on what we're voting on.
So all we have is the blurb from our regulations. We would need, I think, the town attorney to give us more background on case law. On I have read some of it myself, just so I agree. But and not everyone here did. I'm sure did have the time to do that, and we don't have anything else but just that blurb from our regs to look at tonight. So
I think we should be clear-eyed on a definition and an understanding of the regs, perhaps at a deeper level before we vote. Would be that's my position.
So that would mean we would delay the vote. We could get more information. We could visit the property if Nicole and Michael are okay with that. We would work that out with them to make sure they're okay with that. And we can reconvene at our next inland wetlands meeting and vote then, and ask the town attorney to give us a memo. Anyone else have thoughts on that?
I would be very much in favor of that.
Yeah, I would be in favor of that also.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of property, and I think it's very impressive in every way. So I really would, but as I said in the beginning, I'd like to do this the right way, because we don't do this very often, and I think it's wise of us to really be educated on it. Okay, Tim?
I'm curious,
Yeah,
question to the homeowners. How long have you been there? How long have you been living there?
So we purchased our home in November of 2019. So we'll November 14th, so we'll be here for about 2 years.
Okay, great. All right. So you've seen the ebb and flow and the wet and dry of the
for
water
2
source
seasons.
we're
Yes.
talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask
Tim,
a question of the homeowners as well?
Oh,
sorry.
please.
No, this is Amanda Campbell. Apologies for not being on camera again. Are you bumping up against any time of your restrictions in terms of performing the work you're hoping to perform that we should be aware of, so that we can have that insight as we come to these decisions?
So we do have a back and forth with the Connecticut Farm Bureau. We're trying to get to the bottom of that, and everything's kind of contingent on everything else. So they're waiting for us to get approval from you so that we can move forward with them. And then,
yeah, in the end, we would like to start farming the back of the property by February, March, to start establishing some of our perennial crops, like our asparagus and our strawberries we want to start planting so they can become established. So we do want to start planting in the earlier part of next year, and that is contingent on the irrigation.
Is there any need for you to have that in the next month or two, or is that okay if is there any requirement that you have irrigation now, between now and let's say December?
No, there's no requirement that we have irrigation now. So if, the committee needs more documentation, then we'd be glad to, do what anyone needs to and write up something else to be able to propose.
Madam Chair, do you want a motion that we request the town attorney give us his opinion on our section 4 point, whatever it is, 1? Is that what you would like, or do we just request it?
I think all we need to do is make a motion to table this
Okay.
agenda item for tonight, and then make sure we understand from Tim and Sarah how best to visit the property and make sure we don't burden Nicole and Michael. And there's not that many of us, but I would hope that everyone would try to visit, and whatever Tim and Sarah can do to visit with us, so that we do this the right way. We can't obviously talk to each other when we're there, because we can't have anything except for on the record discussions about this.
Then I move that we table this to our next meeting.
Yep, I agree. I'll second.
Yep. Yeah.
Discussion? All those in favor?
I'm sorry, the only thing is just for the homeowners to know that we'd like to come out there and hope you're okay with that. That would be the only thing.
yeah. And Jen, did I convey, because obviously I spoke with you, did I convey things the way I am correctly?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that it all makes sense.
All right. Well, then I'm in favor.
Absolutely.
And please know that we're all in support of what you intend to do and what you want to do. Please know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of property. Yes. So we'll work that out, and we'll get it on our next inland wetlands meeting agenda, hopefully. I don't see why not. I'll talk to Tim and Sarah about working out getting everyone out there. Okay. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
So we're all in favor?
Yeah, we got to vote. Yeah.
Okay.
It's unanimous. Thank you so much for your patience, Nicole and Michael. Appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Of course, I mean, we're just trying to do everything the right way when it comes to expanding our farm. So we're just thankful for your help and all the comments, and we hope that everything can be resolved.
When is the next committee meeting?
It's the first Wednesday in December, right?
1st. Yeah, December 1st would be the first Wednesday.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much. That's it on this one, right?
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks.
Have a great rest of your day.
Good night. Night.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Okay. Roman numeral 5.2, request for release of performance bond. Staff recommends approval by general consent of the following performance bond releases due to satisfactory completion or partial completion of permit requirements. All right, IWP 2005-006, formerly Carodimus, now Brown, 135 and 145 Ray Street, construct a duplex within a regulated area. Request of Walter Stapleton for a final bond release of $14,500.
Yes, this was the property that one of the conditions of the approval was to give a piece of the land to the town. It's right next to the Gypsy Spring open space. So that's what had been holding up this bond release. I believe that was finally done. I know Ed had been working with him and they have okayed a bond release at this point. So I think that's gone through all the necessary boards.
So I have a motion to release $14,500. Luke.
Yep.
Dabney, second.
Okay.
All those in favor? Okay. Okay, IWP 2015-16-05, Shabbat of Fairfield, 452 Brookside Drive, construct a new house of worship and residence within a regulated area. Request of Walter Stapleton for a partial bond release of $9,200, of total $11,200 bond.
Plantings still need to be done for this. The residence was built. It is, all the detention was installed, and they are requesting that portion of the bond back. It is really just the plantings that need to be finished for that. And I know they are working on it.
Okay. Motion for a partial bond release of $9,200.
So moved.
Dabney. Luke. All those in favor? Okay. Okay, IWP 2020-21-06, De Laurentiis Developments, 918 Mill Plain Road, demolish existing house and barn and construct 2 new houses within a regulated area. Request of Walter Stapleton for a final bond release of $11,200 for 918 Mill Plain Road and $11,200 for 934 Mill Plain Road.
Yep. This job completed. There's really nothing.
Okay.
Nothing to say about it. It's all done.
Motion.
Second, anyone?
Second.
All those in favor? Okay. And final, IWP 2015-16-13, Kupperman and Browning, 877 Westport Turnpike, construction of additions, garage, and SSDF in a regulated area. Request of William Kenny Associated for a final bond release of $10,400.
Again, another completed job. We had just been waiting on the rain garden, which was done. So.
Final bond release, $10,400.
Not really.
All set?
Motion?
Yep, I'll move.
Okay, all right, all those in favor? Okay. Okay. 5.3, monthly wetland business update for the agency. See attached. Anyone have a question or comment? Anything we should know about?
I think we just wanted to make you guys aware there is a new violation at 229 Lindenmere Lane. Tim can tell you more about that, but that will likely be coming before you for an IWP.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim, I don't know if you wanted to say anything about that.
Preliminary details, briefly, or shall we pass?
It's up to you.
They got their notice. Did they get it?
They got
Did
it.
they acknowledge it?
They did.
Okay.
And they did pull a permit, but it's kind of pending right now. This may or may not turn into a larger 3-parcel project with engineering to do some drainage and reestablish what was formerly a open water course before it was piped many years ago. So that's that one's on hold for now.
Okay. Okay. Roman numeral 6, new applications. Roman numeral 6.1, IWPA 2021-22-02, COP 180 Catamount Road, Assessors Map 217, Parcel 22. Construct new dwelling, driveway, and subsurface sewage disposal system within a regulated area. Application type, non-significant, no public hearing, and staff recommends tabling pending legal notice and departmental review.
I do just want to say for this one, there is a small wetland crossing for the septic, similar to how we just had one up on Reading Road, which we had found non-significant and did not need a public hearing for it. It's right next to where the driveway is that goes up to the house behind it. So we thought we did not find it to be a significant impact, but that's up to you guys really. But we are recommending to table pending legal notice and departmental review.
I move that we table for legal notice and departmental review.
All those in favor? Okay, and then IWPA 2021-22-03, Tavalea 301 Palomar Drive, Assessors Map 217, Parcel 22, demolish existing dwelling and construct a new dwelling within a regulated area. Application type for staff, non-significant, no public hearing. Petition received. Staff recommends tabling pending legal notice and departmental review. Anything on this one, Sarah?
Nothing really. They mapped the wetlands on it. There are wetlands on the site, but all the disturbance would be outside of that. But within the upland review area, there's an existing house there already, which they will demolish and build a new one.
We got a table motion?
I'll move that we table the pending legal notice and departmental review.
Is there a second? I should ask for a second. Okay.
Charlie.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Roman numeral 7, others. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Tim or Sarah or anyone?
I would love to get a group of us together to start walking some of the open spaces before the weather gets too bad. What's the best way to organize that?
And this is just for us to educate ourselves on what we have and
Yeah,
what's going on.
to just become more familiar with our open spaces. so that when issues with the open spaces come up, and I know that's rare, but when they do and they understand what we're protecting.
You all seem to respond
I
to
think-
the emails.
Yep. Yep. And would it be the weekend, or, you know, I have no sense of what would be people's abilities to do.
Well, what works for everyone else?
Probably something like, well, I'd hate to have, would you be our guide, Dabney?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
We could do it like
Because I wouldn't
early
want
Saturday morning.
You may want to get, Ed involved as well.
Oh yeah, I will. I want to show him where all that farm equipment is.
So we wouldn't want to ask him to do anything on the weekend, right? That would be bad. And
I can make it work anytime. It really depends on
okay.
the rest of you.
All right. Well, how about Dabney, you and I will talk to Ed and everybody and figure that out. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And then
I'd like
I
to
think
do that.
we would still need, even though it's open spaces and not for IWPs, I think we would still need to notice if there's more than a quorum that are going to be there.
Okay. Even though it's not an agenda item?
Right. I think if your meeting is more than a quorum, then it needs to be
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah. You're talking about the FOIA rules, which I should be very well versed in. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Duly noted. Thank you. Thanks everyone for meeting early tonight. I appreciate that very much. And I think we did a good job. So do we have a motion to adjourn unless there's anything else?
I think we're good.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you, guys. All right, bye.
All right. Great. Thank
Night,
you.
everybody.